You know what's so hot right now? The precious metal that glitters, and whose prices shot up in the uncertain year that was the pandemic. If you're thinking about gold, you're wrong. I'm talking about palladium. So there are four major precious metals in use today: gold, silver, platinum, and palladium. Palladium is the most expensive. It's part of the PGM club, the platinum group metals. And if you remember your periodic table of elements, they're the ones all grouped together here. Palladium is often used as a catalyst, meaning it speeds up chemical reactions without itself being chemically altered in the process. About 85% of palladium ends up as catalytic converters in car exhausts, where it turns toxic pollutants into less harmful substances like carbon dioxide and water vapor. It's also used in electronics, jewelry, and dentistry. Here's the thing, the metal's price has been on a tear, rising more than sixfold since 2016, an increase that's lifted it above the price of gold. Palladium is mostly mined in Russia and South Africa, and is mostly extracted as a secondary product from operations that are focused on other metals such as platinum or nickel. So the million-dollar question is, why is it getting so expensive? I asked my colleague Bloomberg reporter Eddie Vanderwall to break this down a little bit more.
So what we've seen in palladium is that there's been a real ramp up in demand from the car makers. People suddenly, in the wake of the coronavirus, find that they don't want to get on public transport. So what we're seeing is more people buying cars. That's pushed up demand for palladium. At the same time, it's been very hard for the car makers to source more material because the miners, remember, collect palladium as a byproduct. It's not their primary production. So that means that they're not really going out there looking for new palladium. And at the same time, it's really hard to scale up production of anything that is mined. It takes years to build a new mine. And all of these factors have just conflated to really put the wind in palladium sails over the last few months.
On top of that, people are breaking up with diesel cars which use platinum, and are moving on with gasoline-powered cars, which use palladium. And as we move into the future, just to fully appreciate this metaphor, more drivers are saying thank you next and looking at electric vehicles, which don't use palladium. I mean, electric vehicles don't burn fuel, don't have exhaust pipes. What would they need palladium for? So does that mean that just as the price of palladium has risen, it's about to tumble back down as more electric cars enter the market? Yes and no. Most analysts believe that the electrification of the majority of the world's automated fleet is still many years into the future. In the meantime, palladium use in hybrid vehicles is still a growing source of demand. That's the hot take on palladium. Thanks for watching.